Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
I now have the windows arranged semi-permanently, so we're pretty much always going to be starting with Joey until something else changes. Say hi, Joey.
Yeah, we're starting with. Hi, Joey. I'm playing Connor Leone. I've put down. I have put down the traumatized child. No, the other one. Yeah. So, I guess we're going to cover what Connor's been up to.
We'll do a bit of that for sure.
Yeah. So Connor, I think he would have healed around like during the first week that they were out. Like he would have been recovered by then, if I know the healing rules. So it's been a constant stream of Connor bouncing back and forth between I'm going, I need to stay in case they're running and I need to drive them somewhere. And Jean's been putting up with all of it, and then out of nowhere, the cat goes missing.
Yeah, like 2 weeks into this, the same night, you've put together the pattern at this point. You know that stuff tends to happen on the full moon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on the night of the full moon that the cat just is gone, abandons
Yeah.
you.
And yeah, so I don't know that cat's related to James at all, so I would not know what this is. It's just like I lost the cat.
Birdie's the one that really pays attention to the cat all the time.
Yeah. I lost Birdie's cat.
Yeah, Birdie trusted you to take care of this cat while she was off in the jungle fighting monsters, and you didn't even manage that.
Right, I am so down in the dumps. I got hurt. I got sidelined. I let kids do this for me, and I lost the cat. So Connor is not doing great. He is beating himself up. He is drinking a little bit, just a little bit, and Jean is the only person there that is taking care of Connor.
And Jean put his hand on your shoulder.
Connor does not listen to Jean.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, "Connor, you remember how terrible these things are. Just be glad we are not there."
That's worse. That's so much worse. Connor, that is so much worse.
He's not good at comforting you.
Yeah, I would give anything to be there right now.
You know the general direction of the Mountain of the Black Wind. Now it's 2 weeks travel through the jungle. You know you can't see it from where you are.
Yeah, I'm there looking.
But still, I think that evening you can sit and look in that direction. The evening of the full moon, wondering if you're going to see pyrotechnics, if you'll see a storm arising or unnatural lights in the sky. And there's just nothing. There's no indication of what happened, no indication of whether your friends even made it there, because there's all sorts of terrible things that can happen in the jungle that have nothing to do with monsters.
And you also have monsters in the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
This is true. Do you think... Have you just learned to wait patiently? Or...
No.
I mean, it's 2 weeks out. There's no way I can get to them in time.
No.
So, like, what it is just Connor pacing aggressively, sitting, being frustrated, him sitting on the balcony, staring in that direction, waiting for the big, scary thing to come out. And it is not a patient wait. It is an agonizingly long wait.
For the rest of you, after you make your way back down from the mountain, you know how to get back to that the closest village, Oyovu village. And I have to imagine you're going to head there. This is the wrong screen. Ndovu village is the one you're actually going to. I have to imagine that, that you're going to head there because you currently don't have any supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
Why
only
not?
like a 2-day walk. But that's still 2 days walking through the jungle, dealing with, like, you don't know how to find good food. You don't know how to identify plants that you can eat. Sam Mariga's with you. He can help with that. He's a gardener. He's a local. But one-man foraging for all of you isn't very helpful. You're having to deal with whatever water comes down from the sky because even though you've banished the god from this place, the water is still foul.
You can't just clean out the dead bodies from water like that. That takes science.
Exactly. So by the time you make it back to Ndovu village, you are haggard. I think your clothes are ripped and torn from your travels through the jungle. And you're going to walk back into this village. Not like you're not complete skeletons, but as survivors. And you will find there are more people here than when you left it. It looks like there are enough people that they're having to double up in some of the huts. We will say that there are some children playing near the jungle when you arrive. Something you didn't really see last time you were here. They stand looking at these apparitions just stumbling out of the jungle, out of the darkness. And then they're going to turn and run back into the village.
Theodore turns to them. I'm going to take that as a good sign.
I would like to ask, is James still passed out or is he awake?
You'll be awake at this point. They didn't have to carry you the whole time. But your
Okay.
mother's here. And she's in no condition to care for herself.
We definitely tied her wrists. You know, just to be safe.
She doesn't fight. She basically just does whatever she's told. Here, let's drop her down on here too.
You know what? I think James is gonna stick next to his mom for right now.
Okay. Do the rest of you trust him to hold the lead to her bound wrists? Or does somebody else have to do that while he just walks beside her?
No offense, but I do not trust him.
I'm taking.
You did all see
Says the
him turn
person
into
who
a cat monster.
That, and also, I did shoot him, and I am still fairly certain that something's up with that.
Yeah, so I'm just and I love that I'm saying that Theodore is operating off of Birdie Mist.
Oh,
Like-
by the way, I'm going to obviously, most likely, as soon as I wake up, go and say, don't know if you needed this still, but toss the blood bag at one of them.
Yeah, I guess just throw the bad blood. Yeah, it's bad blood now. Yeah, toss it.
Okay. Yeah, you can just empty the. I mean, if you want to empty it out, you can. If you want to just litter, you can do that too. There are no laws about it.
I don't want to leave any bad blood, though. This place treated us nice.
Not leaving bad blood behind.
Mm-mm.
It also weighs next to nothing. You can just toss it in a backpack and not notice it. It might get a little tempting as you have no water over the next couple days.
Listen, I'm
There's
not
gonna be
saying
some
I've done
Tasty
it,
backpack blood.
but
Like a Capri Sun on the go. Let's go.
I'm already questioning the taste in my mouth. I don't know if I want to go and have the backpack blood.
Okay, as somebody who still tastes iron from having my wisdom teeth out,
Okay,
yeah,
we'll move on.
absolutely
Yeah,
not.
sorry.
No, definitely not.
It's okay. It's congealed anyway.
What is?
that's like a good turtle.
So
That's how I like my milk.
it sounds like you basically stand on the outskirts of the village after you arrive. And after 10-15 minutes, the chief, who you obviously recognize because he traveled with you, is going to approach with several warriors backing him up, holding spears and shields. He will stop at some distance from you and call something out. And Sam will translate for you. He's asking... He's asking what happened after he left and how we survived.
Is this the chief?
Yes.
I'll look him in his eyes and say, I told you. I made him blink. That's it. I'll walk away now. I'm not going to elaborate any further if anyone else wants to at this point. I mean, it doesn't matter. We succeeded.
Hold on. Let's see. I think that sounds like intimidate.
I mean, I'm not trying to scare him, but I did.
Tell me what else you think that would be other than intimidate. I made God blink.
You know what? We're still gonna roll it.
This is
Just
not
I
going to
think
get
it's
you kicked
funny.
out of the village no matter how it works out. But hell yeah. That is enough. Sam translates for you. The chief looks taken aback for a moment. And then he calls something out, and you are all welcomed into the village. They bring water for you. They bring out some meat that's been mixed with herbs and roasted in plant leaves. You are
Yummy.
brought into the center of the village. You're allowed to sit down in the shade. And over the course of the evening, as you're recovering, they are going to get out of you the details of what you actually did after they left. Now, of course, you get to choose what those details are.
I might embellish a little bit. Generally, I'm run out of town as a murderer, but you know, this is the first time people are happy that I did something.
Do you explain the ritual to them and all that?
If he doesn't, Birdie might if asked.
I mean, yeah, they are applying all of you. Like, they're not withholding food or anything. They are feeding you. They're giving you all the water you need. But they're also just like, well, and then what happened? Like, did the god appear? How many people died?
The god did not appear. Although, that is Have you ever known that something was there, even though you can't see it?
All the time.
Yes, living this close to the mountain, they will all agree that yeah.
Yeah. It was there and it wasn't, and I'm very glad to be away.
They will let you know when you're done explaining your side of the story. They'll let you know that they got as many people away as they could. They began as they got some distance. The ones who were stronger would send the weaker ones ahead, and then they would lay ambushes for the cultists who were pursuing them. Some of the cultists were excellent fighters. A lot of them were not. A lot of them ended up being food for the animals between the mountain and here.
Yeah,
Oh, that's something.
some of
at
those
least.
cultists were too.
And you have a lot of people died still, but this is the first time in anyone's memory that people came back from this mountain, and many people are going to get to go home who had already given up on the idea of ever seeing their families again. So they are very,
Well,
very
that's something.
grateful to you.
I'm just trying to figure out how James is going to explain the I was shot and survived. And then just, managed to kill all the cultists at the ritual.
Yeah, Birdie's pretty curious about that one herself.
You are, by the way, you are back to full health. There is a scar in your chest from the bullet, but it's a scar, not an open wound.
Okay. Just probably start with just saying I was told that one of you shot me. As I will look at Birdie and say thank you for not killing me.
I'd say you're welcome, but I don't remember it.
I don't remember you shooting me either, so
Hey,
it happens, I guess.
bygones be bygones.
But while I was away from all of you guys, I made a deal.
I'm just gonna slowly reach.
Victor.
Very, very slowly reach.
And by any chance, is Luna around?
Yeah, the cat has been with you since you left the mountain.
And I will just scratch under Luna's chin and just say, I made a deal that saved my life from being part of that called sacrifice to become a higher being, to remove my old body and to create a new one, to, in their words, kind of ascend. To be able to live in their new world.
Yeah, the chief is like hanging on your words. He is very interested in what you have to say here.
What kind of deal?
You remember back in Egypt, the scroll that we found
Mm-hmm.
for the best? I'm now serving her. Or at least later in the future, I will be serving her and trying to help the last priestess bring more people in.
Let me get this straight. We got a prophet, we got a priest, we got a... Joey, what are you again?
Joey's the prophet. You're the priest.
Joey's the priest. I'm the priest, so we got two priests then.
Of opposing gods. We got a whole
The only
D&D
difference
party
is
going.
one actually willingly accept and the other one didn't.
Oh, he put the mask on.
Define...
Yes, but also he's not exactly
No, I'm fighting my god.
He's being
No.
a little rebellious.
A little rebellion is a treat.
So, what you said about a new body to survive the coming world, do you tell them, like, do you explain to them about your father? I'm very curious what you tell them has happened on that mountain and what the results of it are.
I will explain that.
Because you remember you left your father in a pit. You chose not to try to kill him. You left him there.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to bring that up.
Okay.
What I'm going to... I'm personally... I don't think James even remembers that he's in that pit. He's just somewhere in the mountain.
Okay. That might be true at this point.
And that he's no longer what he remembers. That's all James knows.
Okay.
We trauma.
Just that the new world is basically going to destroy this world, where, as life as we know it, would have ended.
Are we
And
talking
then
like...
it would have been like end of the world. Everybody would have died, most likely. From my
Are we
understanding.
talking...
Oh, that's still the plan. It's just that you don't have a body that can survive it now.
Yes. And originally, they were going to pull me out of my body and create a new one.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen because I didn't let it happen, because I made a deal. In return, I kind of acted as a vessel, kind of like I channeled Bast through me.
You were possessed.
Possessed. Thank you. I was possessed for a little bit to save my own life and to remove our problem at the time, which was the cult. I say I did my job. on at least removing the cult for the most part. There's probably still pieces scattered around, but
It's a never-ending Hydra. Cut off one head, there's always another. You have to make sure to burn it.
the major group is gone. Just got to make sure that they don't regrow in that same spot again.
You have ensured that unless they... So the seals are not easily broken once they're established. So you've made it very, very difficult for any successor to take up in the same place. But it sounds like you're keeping that part to yourselves. So, they will just accept that, having been possessed, the rest of you were able to basically slaughter the majority of the cult. And that is what drove them away. As far as these people will be concerned, that is still a place of darkness that they need to just avoid for now. And there's not a lot they can do about it. Well, you see you getting bigger there, Bri.
Don't mind me. I just figured out a thing I could do.
Yes.
They will happily host you for a couple of days to let you recover. Give you water and food.
Any amount of food and water, I'll have like 2 bowls, one for myself, and I'll take the other one and I'll try and feed my mom.
She is not very responsive, and it seems like she hears you, but it's like she's not listening. But she does when you give her food and water, she eats and she drinks. She's on automatic pilot for the moment. And is probably crossing your mind at this point. You don't know what to do with her.
Yeah.
You don't know if she personally killed anybody or not. And I don't know if that would affect what you choose to do with her either. It is clear to you that she is a victim. She was not a member of this cult when they set off on the expedition. She became one under duress and... I mean, not just duress. Her husband was turned into a monster. But she still was part of it.
So,
She's
Terry-
also a survivor of a massacre that was believed to be dead for a very long time. So
Yep.
there's that.
Yeah. And you don't know if she's left somewhere that she can be publicly located, whether people who don't want that massacre to be disproven might do something about it.
we'll just take her with us. Or, wait, not Joey. Terry, what do you want to do?
Either we could try and attempt to have her come with us, or I don't know. I'd say possibly see if we have anyone. That could, like, just hold on to her and take care of her until we come back.
You could try leaving her with the missionary doctor if you want to.
That is certainly an option.
Yeah, I was thinking that we could send her to Birdie's. Like, and there's absolutely a sanitarium nearby. It's that kind of time where you hid the crazy instead of take care of the crazy.
So you're talking about just putting her on a ship back to America by herself?
No.
That's worse. That is so much worse. Oh my god.
I mean, we think that's worse now, but then that's the best you could do.
Well, I'm thinking it might be worse because she is a cult member.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'd rather not have her go by herself.
So I'll let you chew on that for a bit. You can stay in with these people and recover for a few days, but this village was depopulated before because of how many people had been kidnapped recently, and currently it's overflowing, and they do not have the resources to support this for long. So every day you're going to see more groups of people set off for their own homes. And these people can't provide you with enough provisions to last you 2 weeks and beasts of burden to carry it for you and all of that. But you can set off on sort of a staggered journey. Traveling with one group of people to a village that's closer to where you're going. Traveling with a smaller group of people from there to another village.
Yeah, we can do that.
And by the time you arrive back, wrong button. By the time you arrive back in Nairobi, there's it's be another few weeks later. But because it's a significant day, I'm going to suggest that you arrive back in town on Birdie's birthday.
Happy birthday to me.
So do you want to go on that safari?
You'll have no idea that it's your birthday, I think, Birdie. You've been traveling through the
No.
jungle for weeks. But Connor, most likely, is very aware.
Mm-hmm.
They're gone for a month. So it's another at least 2 weeks after the full moon that you and Jean are going to spend alone without a cat. Any special preparations? Anything specific you're doing to distract yourself?
Connor is absolutely planning they're fine, they're coming back. I'm getting drinks. And I'm getting like drinks and stuff like that, and having like you know, and I'm having people ready to make food for us and stuff like that for whenever they do show up.
You know what? Roll your mythos.
Mythos? Sure
Yeah.
thing. Ha ha.
Next.
Yeah, no.
I'm not going to punish you for this. This was a thing that I came up with, but yeah, you can just like distract yourself by planning some sort of party, but you have no idea what's happening.
Yeah. 100%. I'm just planning a party, doing what I can to like distract myself. And Jean is probably really worried that I have gone crazy at this point.
He might be thinking about, well, what's my next job?
Yep.
And the group of you will arrive back at your hotel. You are road weary. Your legs probably hurt like hell. You're all probably both stronger and more physically debilitated than you've ever been in your lives. But this is relatively familiar to you. You spent some time here before you headed off into the jungle. What's the first thing you do when you get back to town like this?
I need a drink.
Is everybody just going into the hotel bar? Okay.
Yeah, probably. Actually, no. James will probably end up not going to the bar.
All right. Where do
I
you go
think he's
instead?
just gonna take Elizabeth back to the room. Take his mother back to the room.
All right. Cat will go with you.
And of course, he will also inform Birdie, Victor, Theodore.
I'm just gonna get in a bed and crash. We can't stay up much longer, boys.
Yeah.
All right. Birdie goes to the bar alone.
Goes to the bar alone.
And I think it is entirely appropriate for Connor to be in there already.
Oh yeah, Connor is getting things set up about like just buying some stuff in the bar, getting supplies, stuff like that. Just planning something that he doesn't even know is going to happen.
She sees him standing at the bar or something and just walks over, sits down next to him, and orders like a triple.
Connor, you almost don't recognize her. It's impossible for you to completely not recognize her, but you've never seen her like this before.
And I see her, look her up and down, and I order one too. Connor just leans a shoulder against her.
Never let me go into the jungle again.
You know, I was half sure that you guys didn't make it. It's good to see you again.
I'm almost convinced we didn't.
I've been there. I know what going into a place like that does to you. I'm sorry.
Just wait till you hear what actually happened. For now,
I'd love to hear all about it.
she just downs the whole thing in a single shot.
Cutter, like, lets out a low whistle and then does the same. So yeah, it's just a quiet moment.
I assume that Connor gets to hear the actual whole story.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Victor and Theodore, when you get back into the rooms, because you have a whole bunch of rooms all together. Jean will see the two of you as he's on his way out of the shower. Clap you both on the shoulder, say, "I never doubted you for a moment."
Oh, good stuff.
They're just gonna be happy and like Victor. I know Theodore would hug.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he wasn't planning to linger, but if Theodore hugs him, he goes, "Oh, okay." He pats him awkwardly on the back.
It's been a long. How long has it even been?
Over a month?
Over a month?
About a month, yeah.
Do we know that it's been over a month?
You can, like, it's not hard to
I think
find
it's
out.
me
but
asking that in character. How long has it been?
It'll say you left on the 20th, and again it is the 20th.
A day early and a dollar short. We still made it back. I'm just throwing out one-liners, I won't lie. This is what I'm feeling like today. Did we miss anything?
Not the thing. Connor has been missing the cat. Connor has been drinking a lot. It's as though nothing has changed.
I think that would be a perfect time for the cat to just stroll in.
Ah,
At least
here's the cat.
I am at this point talking about feeling like a complete asshole for losing the cat.
I don't know
Yeah,
how
Birdie
sure.
assures him, "It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it." Because apparently the damn thing was with us.
How did the cat cross the jungle? It took you guys 2 weeks to get across in a day.
Connor? Do you remember back in Egypt when we had the thing with the cats happen?
No.
She just nods and takes another shot.
Connor follows suit. Fucking Egypt.
James, is there anything you want to do with your mother right now? She's not completely non-responsive, but she hasn't recovered. The time in the jungle on low rations and high exertion has not improved her condition at all.
I'll probably see if there's any probably before actually going to the rooms, get something to quickly eat.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Yeah, you
back
can have
to the
dinner
room.
brought to your rooms.
Yep. And we'll once again try to feed her
Yeah, that's not a struggle.
and just
If you put food in front of her, she'll eat it.
Say I'm sorry.
She nods, as though she can hear you, but it's not enough to fix anything. That seems like a good place to leave it for the night.
Yeah.
How do you want
All
to
right.
wrap up your time in Africa? Is there any...
Go on a safari.
I mean, you can go on a safari if you want to. I'm not going to tell you no.
I mean,
All I remember is that there was something going wrong in that safari, so I wanted to mess
we did technically fix his problem by the woman that was slandering him again. Oh, just lies and slander about his business.
Yeah, now
People
nobody's
die
going
in
to
the
be writing that
jungle all
people
the
die
time.
in the jungle, so it's going to be fine.
Yeah. So yeah, we fixed his problem.
Technically.
We fixed the problem, but not what causes the problem.
Probably.
Here's another
True.
question. Probably end up
Uh,
having someone one of the times, or I don't know if Connor will run across. I'm trying to remember. What was her name again? The priest or queen? Queen.
Mweru? Or,
the figure that was summoned.
I'm trying to remember what her name was. She was the one who serves under the Black Pharaoh.
oh.
Serves under him, but is acting against his best wishes in this current moment.
The one who helped us and said, "Hey, I need you to do this because I want this world to survive a little longer, to figure out what I want to do." I just cannot remember her name for some reason.
Yeah, it's slipping my mind now as well. Give me just a second and I'll find it.
I don't know what we're doing right now.
The woman who taught you how to protect yourselves against possession.
Yes. Or being seen.
But yeah, besides that, Connor is going to hold that birthday party. It's going to be a very, very awkward birthday party, but he's still going to do it.
Natokris.
Thank you.
Is the birthday party just the two of you sitting and drinking in the bar?
Ooh. You know what?
I think that's all Birdie has the energy for.
You know
so-
what? That's actually much better of an idea. Connor is going to look at the bartender, look at her, and kind of nod, signaling that yes, this is the person that I was setting up something for. And he will take out two things with like a candle in one of them.
Yeah, okay. We can have some cupcakes.
Yeah, some cupcakes. Well,
God.
Poorly timed and everything, but happy birthday.
She's just going to stare at it for a little while.
It's gonna have to be a hell of a wish. Just staring at the candle being lit.
She's probably actually going to let the candle get like halfway melted before she finally blows it out.
They don't have like birthday candles here, so it's just a candle.
Yeah, it was just
It's
a
just a
candle
reg-
that was sat next to it, kind of thing.
Regular candle.
The
Just going to the
the
Stare at
jankiest
it.
gesture physically possible, but Connor still makes it.
Hey, I gave a guy a waterproof match to use as a candle at work,
Oh,
okay?
yes, that's good stuff.
Back to James. You don't have a particular way to contact Natokris. She's been possessing somebody in this town and coming to visit you
Yeah,
in her
I
body.
was just wondering if she makes an appearance at all.
She does not. You feel fairly certain she knows what happened. So perhaps she's just satisfied. Neither one of you were under any illusion that you were allies beyond this one particular shared interest.
Yeah.
Do you want to be?
I was slightly interested in knowing what she plans on doing next.
I don't think that's something she would be likely to tell you if she were here. Unless she was convinced that you somehow have a shared interest again.
Yeah. Then I guess if she's at all somewhere out in the crowd, kind of just look out there and just nod my head and just turn around and just go back inside.
Okay. So, are you planning to just recover for a day or two and then hop on a ship, or is there anything you do want to wrap up before you leave Africa? I mean, it is still going to be a train journey to the coast and everything, but you know what I'm saying.
I need someone else to make a choice because I don't care. We're gonna ball. I'm not a thinker. I'm a doer.
This is not me trying to prod you to do something. I'm just giving you an opportunity if there's something you have in mind before we leave the area.
Maybe thank the doctor that took care of me at first, but I've probably already have done that.
Get new weapons.
I'm gonna have to look at what the laws in Australia are.
Yeah, Connor stops chasing monsters in the dark, and he becomes really domestic real quick.
We're talking about Connor, not you, Joey.
Yes.
Okay.
Why would I be talking about somebody else? That's weird.
Okay, apparently it is illegal to bring weapons into Australia without a permit. The way it's handled in-game is if you choose to bring it in without doing the paperwork ahead of time, you need to make a luck roll. And that's how we determine whether or not they have searched your bags and confiscated any firearms.
Joey, you still have high luck.
How do you get all that stuff
What
like
I could
documented?
say, what we could do is we do have a lawyer that we can have set this up while we take a couple days break.
Yeah, and then we could go and also try and either get our guns again.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
you-
Birdie ain't going nowhere without her guns.
Okay, so you're going
I kind of
to.
lost my weapons, other than my knife.
You're going to wire your lawyer in New York, ask him to arrange passage for you, arrange firearms licenses for you in Australia, Anything else?
Ooh,
Should
we have a
talk?
lawyer. We
Should
have a
we
lawyer
talk to
that can
him?
take care of this. We could have the mom sent back home by sending in some of our workers at the moonshine business.
Are you going to wait here for the ship they're on to arrive, or what's your plan?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
No.
No?
That's
No.
going to take a long time. We might as
timeline-
well just bring her with us.
The timeline
True.
is entirely up to you. You know, based on the diagrams that you found in Egypt, that something is going to happen in January of next year. But it is currently June the 20th. Well, when you arrived back in town, it was June the 20th. So you've still got half a year to finish everything up before whatever that event in January is.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is have some of our guys for the pickup of the mom go to Australia to meet us there later. Take her so she's not there while we're fighting demons. She'll be taken care of, and we can move her again when we need her. Type thing.
How does this sound to you, James, first of all?
Yeah, like Connor is trying to be very kind about this. But it could come off as a little rude that I am desperately trying to get rid of your mom after we spent all this time trying to figure out what's going on.
While Terry's thinking that over, Bri,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure you have a good relationship with your father, right?
Yes, a very good relationship with my father. I take care of him a lot.
What? Getting some workers to just leave the moonshine business and travel to Australia to pick up a woman he's never heard of before. How big an issue is that, do you think?
He's gonna need some explanation. Bare minimum. I am not particularly fond of the idea of sending my workers with this lady who worked with a cult. I would like to shield my people from this stuff, frankly. So I might work out
I'm
having
thinking-
some actual professionals come get her.
Ooh, much
I'm
better idea.
thinking no.
You're thinking no?
I'm
Just
thinking
flat out?
no. We'll just keep bringing her.
Okay.
And
Absolutely fine with
James
me.
Tries to slightly tries to patch up their relationship and getting her to talk again.
Okay. Does Jean become something of a mental health worker?
Yeah, we're gonna buy Sean a fucking psychology book. We need
You know
therapy.
what?
Here.
You know what? I'm a rich girl. I'm going to actually hire a caretaker
Oh,
for her.
that's an interesting idea.
Okay, yeah,
going
get a
to-
caretaker. We got the muscles in case if anything happens.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to hire an actual trained professional to take care of her.
Give me a
Okay.
second.
Are we talking a full-time psychologist who travels with her? Or are we talking more just somebody
Medical,
to make
like-
sure she eats and is physically
I'm
taken care of?
thinking more hospice care.
Okay.
We're not going to get into the psychology part of it until we are home.
That is
Yeah.
an easier thing to find, I think, so I don't think we need to have any rolls on it. probably not here in Nairobi, but when you get back to the coast, you can find an orderly to travel with you.
Okay, cool.
For the rest of
They
it,
are going to be heavily screened.
I mean, there's only so much you can do, but sure. So you can wire Carlton Ramsey, the lawyer back home in New York, asking him to arrange passage on a ship to Australia. You'll let him know that your party has grown a little bit again.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume you probably don't get into details in the telegram, but do you tell him something like success in Kenya?
Yes.
Yeah. While we're doing that, I'll probably also send another message to the Carlisle residents.
Mm-hmm.
To what was her name? Erica.
Erica. Yep.
Saying there is, not going in full detail again, but kind of saying that I have more leads, more reason to believe that they are not all dead, that they did not all die, and to not go public with the information that I have at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Do you?
And that I will continue to send more updates on what I am finding.
Do you tell her specifically? You haven't heard anything about her brother, but his bodyguard.
I will mention that I have found evidence that shows that both my mother and the bodyguard are still alive, and will go no further into what it is and where they possibly are, just that I have reason to believe that they are still alive.
Okay.
Not at all bringing up that your mother is actively with us.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Good move.
Okay. So this taken care of. I assume you rest for a day or two. You hit the train back out of town. And no cops in town, but if any soldiers see you go, they're probably not sorry that you're leaving. There had been a spate of fires, and when you left town, the fires stopped happening, so that's a little weird. But
I mean, the fire stopped.
like a day or two before you left town.
Yeah, and then like.
But they only
stayed in
started a
town.
day or two before we left town, didn't it?
You were there for a little while, and the train you were riding in on burned. So.
Oh. I don't
A
want
little
to say
suspicious of us.
But this is like they're not wiring ahead to the internet like to Interpol or anything. They're just glad you're gone. When you arrive, you have a telegram from Ramsey telling you that he's booked you passage on the SS Coolidge, which is a large and pretty fancy vessel. They have multiple levels Obviously, first class is a lot better than third class and so on. But it's still a pretty nice ship, no matter what class you're riding in. And there's also an addendum, like a PS on the telegram saying, I don't know what this might mean, but Hammer's grave has been defaced.
Oh, those bastards.
That means someone's going to die. I don't report that or anything.
Well,
It's just
wait.
someone's going to die.
I guess the next.
You said defaced, not like the tombstone was, not the grave itself.
Hard to tell from the message.
Okay.
Excellent.
I guess the response to said message kind of gets sent back out, asking when and what exactly happened. More information on this and when did it happen.
Okay. That response might be waiting for you in Australia, because it takes time for a telegram to travel across the sea at this point.
Yep, and I will probably having the message sent to Australia.
Yep. And then within a day or two of your arriving back at the coast in Mombasa, you're going to be boarding the SS Coolidge. I don't have an image of a ship, but it can at least change the sound, so we've got something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think you're going to end up being? Like, do you think you all get first class? Do you think maybe Victor is below in one of the lower decks and the rest of you get a little nicer?
We're gonna go average on this
Yeah.
one. We're gonna go average. I'm gonna make sure we're all pretty close to each other.
I'd say I'd probably be like near the end of the whatever the like last room of like the row would be all the way in the back.
Oh, I don't know that you get that much control over where you stay. It's more
Then,
like
yeah, somewhere close by to each other in like the middle.
okay.
Middle class, close together. That's all I'm going for.
Okay. Then you are not going to be the first to board. First class and special class passengers board at the front. You can see that there are helpful stewards, and the first officer is up there helping make sure everybody gets where they're going and they don't have to carry their own bags. And by the time they get to you, you're the third class passengers. There's a gangway near the middle of the ship. There are people here to help you on board. Maybe a little less helpful. They mostly just kind of point you in the direction of where you need to go to find your stateroom. There is clearly in the wrong area of the ship, and clearly more than a little bit drunk. There's a very rich-looking man, kind of glad-handing people as they come on board, and a very rich young woman standing just a little bit behind him, a little perturbed, with a fixed smile on her face, saying every so often, "Chad, come on, we need to get back to our cabin." But
Chad?
yeah. In fact, Bertie, since you say that, you catch his attention, he turns to you, he grabs your hand, he shakes it firmly, he says, "Chad Peterson from New York, I'm delighted to make your acquaintance." And
New
he's doing this to
York!
everybody. New York, yes. Where are you from? I can tell you're an American.
Yes, I'm from Tennessee, actually.
Oh, you're from the frontier. You're not.
Not at all.
Oh,
Spent a little bit of time in New York before heading out this direction. What brings you out here?
Oh, we're on a journey around the world before we tie the knot, aren't we, Virginia? And he like puts his arm around the woman who she's pulled into his side a little roughly, but looks like
I'm just gonna give her the most pitying look possible.
yeah. And her lips get a little thinner as she keeps that smile on her face. The stewards, because I mentioned that there are stewards at the front, like lower class employees back here. There are stewards kind of streaming around him and being very obsequious and treating him gently, but clearly trying to get him to go to his stateroom. And if nobody else, like, he's going to try to grab everybody's hands and introduce himself and get a little bit, but if nobody wants to get anything deeper with him, his fiance and the stewards will manage to drive him off and get him to his cabin to sleep it off.
I'll be friendly with him.
yeah, same. I'm going to enjoy his company because, Connor likes, shooting the shit. He's going, whatever he does to me, if he's going to turn to Birdie and say, I didn't know you were from the, I didn't know you were from the frontier.
I didn't either.
If Victor and Connor are friendly with him, he's going to tell you have to join him for dinner. He'll be expecting to see you at his table tonight.
Oh, absolutely. This sounds like a great idea.
And Virginia says, Chad, that's wonderful that we're going to have guests, but then we must go get ready for dinner.
Yes, you should absolutely get rest.
And he will be steered away.
I'm just gonna give his fiance the most pitying look possible. You poor thing.
She does a little bit of the, the tight-lipped smile, the eyebrows raised, rolls her eyes, and then walks off with him.
Clearly likes him, but is
yeah.
done with this shit.
Oh.
Yeah, they clearly have a happy relationship. It's just he's had a little too much to drink today.
We have a laugh about it, and I am absolutely messing with Birdie about being from the frontier, and
God.
making cowboy jokes strictly.
Joey, you have cowboy jokes. Make one right now.
Whenever we order anything with beef, I will say, "Did you rustle up this Bronco yourself?"
Oh my God.
You're cringe.
You asked for it, Fluffy. You're cringe.
Another person that stands out from the crowd is a short man in a dark... He is Asian, but he's wearing a dark Western-style suit and tie, and a bowler hat, and he's carrying a small doctor's bag. And he has a manservant with him, who is carrying his bags for him, a small doctor bag. He is polite. So it's a boarding experience, and you're supposed to be going to your room, but everybody's also kind of socializing. This man will tip his hat to you. He'll introduce himself as Dr. Sung. He does not introduce his manservant. That guy just carries his bags.
I'll introduce myself to the manservant.
That's fine. He grunts at you, and Dr. Sung says, "I'm sorry. This is my servant Wang Ma. He is a little reserved."
I'm a grunt louder.
Okay. The guy looks you in the eyes. He goes,
I'm a grunt louder.
Dr. Suggy's going to put a hand on his shoulder and lead him away. But as they walk away, you can see the manservant's eyes burning into yours as they receive.
Do you have to make an enemy everywhere you go?
I think we're good friends now.
That's
Friends. Right.
okay.
I didn't even get to introduce myself yet. It's alright. I think it's a better idea that I try and get to my room quick. Come on, mother.
Yes, I think the two of you are going to have a separate room from everybody else. That seems to make sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Birdie,
Yes.
as a woman traveling alone, you are not going to be booked in a room with the gentleman you're traveling with.
Mm-hmm.
You will find that you have a cabin mate named Phyllis Barnes.
All right.
Who, when you enter, is going to. So she's not elderly, but she's an old maid. She's in like her 40s or 50s. There is no ring on her fingers. She has reddish hair and a bright smile. And as you enter the room, she introduces herself. Oh, hello, dear. I'm Phyllis. It's wonderful to make new friends as we're traveling.
Oh, lovely to meet you. My name's Birdie. I hope I don't disturb you too much on this little jaunt we're going on.
I am sure that would be quite impossible.
Oh. It'll be nice to have some female companionship for once.
Oh, yes. And I was very glad to see that you're going to be my bunkmate. I was a little worried they don't seem to have much, well, they're letting any type of passenger aboard, I'm afraid. It's great to see a friendly face.
Well, I'll do my best to be as friendly as my face is.
For the rest of you, Theodore and Victor, I assume, are sharing a cabin?
Yeah, I would assume.
All right. And Connor, you're going to end up in a 4-bunk, 8-bed shared cabin. With 2 brothers who introduce themselves as Po Liang and Po Hao, and a U.S. Navyman named Olaf Gustafsson. Don't worry, there are going to be character sheets for you to remember all of these. We're just doing a quick, here are your meeting people thing. The brothers will inform you that they are here to run gambling on a special casino night, and they'll offer, we're bunkmates. We'll give you a little education ahead of time on how the game works if you want to have an advantage when the night comes.
Sounds fun. Connor will also be using the oh yeah, I'm totally working for a Shine company. We have bottles. We're working on spreading outside of the United States. So, stuff like that. And I'm gonna have a bottle on me.
So you are undercover as a salesman.
Yeah.
Nice.
Birdie appreciates that.
Mm-hmm. Connor has gotten used to pretending to be the guy that sells the whiskey. or not not the whiskey. It's the shine.
Shine. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's going to pop it. We're gonna have a drink between new friends, and I'm going to playfully gamble with these strangers while getting drunk.
Okay. That sounds like a wonderful way to spend the afternoon.
Right.
Victor and Theodore, you're going to be playing both of them for just a moment, Travis, but probably focus on
Yeah,
one.
I was already imagining this.
Uh,
I'm not. I can either break it down in character or I can't. It's up to you.
It's fine. We'll see if there's anything that draws your interest here.
Okay, go ahead.
In the cabin with you, because you're all in third class, you got multiple bunkmates. Father Alvarez, a Jesuit missionary, who is going to... It looks like he really does know what he's doing, because he eyes you with not necessarily suspicion, but like he looks like he needs to keep an eye on you. And a man who introduces himself is Miles Hardaway and says he's a reporter.
I'll shake the hand of the reporter and then offer my hand to the priest.
Okay. Yeah, the reporter will tell you he's from the San Francisco Chronicle. He's sailing the entire way around the world on this ship to write a story about it and cover the business and trade opportunities between all these fine countries. And Father Alvarez will shake your hand. And in the midst of introducing himself and being friendly with you, he's also going to mention that he gives confession. He's happy to, if anybody has any sins that they want to divest themselves of, he is happy to do that or lead mass on Sundays.
Subtle.
Father,
Mm-hmm.
it has been a while since I've gone to confession. I'd be afraid it would take you hours.
It's a long journey, my son.
I will spin you all my misdoings.
If you're taking this opportunity, he will do it right now. He'll take you to a private area and.
Yeah, you know what? I think I will spill everything of what I've done and what I've seen. Yes, I am painting myself as a murderer here. But we can deal with that later on. Is there anyone else here for Theodore?
I think. No, it's going to be the priest and the reporter are in the cabin with the two of you.
So Theodore watches his dad take up the offer of confession and just okay. Then turn to the reporter. What was your name again? Sorry, I'm Theodore. That was my dad, Victor.
No worries, son. I'm Miles. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You said you're here doing some paper about the trade.
Yes, it's a. This is not the maiden voyage of this ship, but it's still pretty early in its service. I'm going to write a story about how the voyage is between all these various ports of call, and also cover the various business and trade opportunities, largely between the U.S. and China, but there are plenty of other stops along the way. What trade are you in, boy? Not boy, my boy.
I'm in the trade of investigating. I investigate things.
Well, similar lines of work then.
We might become good friends. And I think that's a good way to end it, because I know we still have...
Well, all that's really
Terry?
remaining is Terry, and James and his mother are going to get a cabin to themselves. Because
Okay.
Yeah.
we can't have,
because
like...
a catatonic woman, you know.
Yeah, and we can't split the two of them up, but we also can't have like another woman staying with James or more men staying with James's mother. It's got to be just the two of them.
Mm-hmm. They do have adjacent servants' quarters for the caretaker.
I didn't mean
No.
to cut you off there, but like I wanted to hear from Terry before we.
No, of course. It's important to cover. We can come up with more details on a name and everything. Is the caretaker a man or a woman?
I'm
I'd
assuming a
vote-
woman.
Yeah.
Makes the most sense. So you've hired sort of a nurse to travel with you and take care of your mother. She can stay in the room with you then, unless you want to have separate quarters for her. And you will just be required to leave at certain times.
I am fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it sounds like Connor is pretty much going to spend the evening or the afternoon drinking and gambling. The rest of you, once you've unpacked, are you going to... There's a promenade deck, there's a music room, there's a bar, there are different dining salons. You do have an invitation from Chad Peterson for this evening, but, you can eat an earlier meal if you want to.
Probably going to eat a little bit early and figure out what kind of booze there is on this ship for him to get so drunk so quickly.
It might not have been on the ship. He might have had some fun before you got here. But there is wine, there's champagne, there's scotch. If you manage to talk your way into one of the higher class bars, and I'm not going to require Birdie to make a charm roll here. Birdie knows booze and Birdie knows charm. Absolutely no problem. They have almost anything you could ask for, except your particular brand.
Which I'll probably shoulder Connor into coming to deal with that, since he's acting as the salesperson.
Oh yeah, I would absolutely be the I know that Birdie's not doing well, so Connor's taking up the business right now. And how Connor does business is a lot different because he's going to get drunk with the clients.
Does anybody take Chad up on his invitation that evening?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so Connor's going to be there. Does Birdie accompany him?
Yeah, she'll go with.
Victor and Theodore?
Yeah, why not?
And James?
If it's not
Not a requirement.
I'm gonna
Actually,
say like a very long dinner. It's like I can eat, talk for a little bit, and then if
Excuse yourself kind of thing.
kind of excuse myself to go back and take care.
Yeah, you're not sitting at the captain's table or anything, so it's fine to excuse yourself when you're done eating.
Okay.
Then I will probably let the nurse know that, hey, I'm gonna be out for a little bit. Take care of my mother, help her with whatever she needs. And then I'll let her know that, hey, I'll be right back.
Okay. When you arrive for dinner, it sounds like a little bit of a staggered arrival, but you will find Chad isn't present. Virginia is happy to see you, welcomes you to the table. She reminds, just a refresher, she's Virginia Ridley. She tells you Chad was feeling a little under the weather earlier. He's currently resting and hopefully will feel better in the morning. But I appreciate all of you coming to keep me company tonight.
Absolutely. And if we're and if we're intruding, please, don't do.
No,
Do not be
no,
afraid to
not
spend
at
a
all.
thought.
No, it's wonderful to have company.
I was thinking that we might not see your husband this evening with his condition.
My fiance, but yes.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Fiance, sorry.
No, I quite understand. We're just meeting. I just want to make sure that we don't have any whiff of a scandal later.
Absolutely fair. Uh,
In his absence, she is more relaxed. She has one or two drinks herself, and doesn't get to the same state as him, but she happily tells you tales of the high life in New York, and listens to any stories of adventure that you want to share.
Yeah. If I'm drunk enough by now, I will tell a story of how I ended up leaving, leaving Ireland, and ending up working with Birdie's dad, because I do have a backstory for that, but I never got to tell it. Connor at one point had to leave Ireland because he wanted to flee the war. And in the state of doing it, there's just a long line of him stealing things progressively more and more expensive and crashing it later, and it ended with him getting a tank for a little bit. And yeah, so
Did the
for some
history
reason,
end with him getting a tank, or does the story end with him getting a tank?
This is very important.
he gets a tank, ends up meeting like it ends up getting stuck, getting out, and Birdie's dad was somehow there, gave a backstory for me, got me the hell out of there, and gave me a job to take care of his daughter.
Because clearly you were very responsible.
Yes.
All right.
No,
He might be able to keep up with
because I
me.
was really good at driving, and he wanted me to be the personal driver.
There are no bad consequences to this, but make a charm roll with a bonus die because everybody's drinking.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Connor is going to talk about this rather warmly, but
Okay, I think you tell this whole story. I think you are going to go on a little longer. Like, she is so appreciative and laughing at all the right places and encouraging you to keep going. At some point, you're going to let slip a little bit about the time you were in New York.
ooh.
And she's going to lean forward to all of you. I read about that in the papers. They said, did you actually kill a bunch of policemen?
Wait.
Whoa. We did not.
Allegedly,
no such
there was a
thing.
lot of police deaths.
We didn't kill any officers.
Birdie's going to reach over and slap Victor. Just on the arm. We did nothing, and we don't know what happened during that incident.
Oh, I
We had
understand.
nothing to do with it.
It is very clear. She's a nice lady. She is so separated from this sort of thing that it's not actually real to her. And so the idea that maybe you killed some policemen is just kind of exciting and not actually dangerous, and she should tell the guards or something.
Yeah. Like,
Listen. Victor's just, reeling from all that he's left, or told the priest. Theodore might be trying to talk her up. I ain't gonna lie. Make it sound so much better.
God.
honestly, to kind of put her more at ease, Connor will be like, okay, didn't kill any cops, but I am a shiner. Like,
Okay, now that is exciting.
yeah, like,
Birdie just in the background.
She's going to say, well, you perform a very patriotic duty, sir.
oh,
Without your brave services, our parties would have nothing to drink.
exactly. Oh. And he's going to put like a hand up and kind of fake whisper. She's the daughter of the man I work for, so. Ooh.
And your boss.
Okay. And you said Theodore is going to be trying to flirt with her?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh God.
Go ahead and make a charm roll.
Oh.
You're not.
We're gonna do this.
You're not charming her into bed or anything. She's happy.
No.
But some
Oh.
pleasant flirtation.
Listen. Someone taking interest in the wild stories. Theodore's gonna take advantage of it and spin the tail.
Right.
Charm. What? It's not letting me roll.
Uh-oh.
Is it probably
Oh.
because
Might
you're
not
not
give
an
you
owner of the
control.
sheet technically?
I can fix that.
Yeah.
And I have so many actors in this game.
Mm-hmm.
What they
And
said.
we're doing our best to involve every character just to make it more difficult.
Okay, you should have control now, Travis. Yeah, so maybe a little more than you were bargaining for. She is like hanging on your arm while everybody else is telling you stories, and she's laughing and enjoying. She has a great time tonight. By the time your party splits up, she is making plans for all of you to get together again the next night. And Bertie, she's definitely exchanged contact information with you so you can keep in touch after the cruise.
So we can continue supplying her parties.
Yeah, it's going to be like she's already looking forward to telling people at these parties that she personally knows the person who makes this liquor.
Excellent.
And Theodore, she is going to mention that you are a lovely young man. Perhaps a little too young for her, but she does have a sister.
I'm bored. Like, you wouldn't mind introducing me to her, would you?
Yes, of course. Next time we're both in New York, I will be happy to make the introduction. She's a wonderful young lady. She's not quite as sociable as I am, and she might need a little help coming out of her shell, but I have the feeling that you can do that.
I am blushing. I would be wonderful to meet her. Thank you.
And I think we can end the dinner there.
James probably left a little earlier
Mm-hmm.
while they were talking about adventures and all that stuff. Saying, thank you for the meal, or thank you for dinner. I have to get back to go and help and watch over my mother.
Yep. You can take some food back with you.
You know what? Theodore will go with
That
two.
is what I will do.
Okay. We will have to invent a name for her, but the attendant is lets you know that your mother was, everything was fine while you were gone. She didn't act up in any way. And she's going to go take her dinner while the two of you, while Theodore and James socialize and take care of feeding Elizabeth.
All right.
Who here is an early riser?
Victor.
Victor?
Probably Birdie, realistically.
Honestly, between Victor and Birdie probably being the earliest riser.
Military drills.
If you feel like you would be up early and exploring the ship in the morning, make a listen roll.
This is why we take listen, boys.
Every skill is important, it's just some skills are more important than others. Okay. You are both going to hear as you're out walking the ship. Are you together or separate?
Probably separate.
I know
Probably
you're not the
separate.
best of friends, but if we've got two early risers, I have to wonder if maybe you get coffee together in the morning.
I was about to say that. Like, are you sure you don't want to be getting coffee?
That's fair.
It's up to you. If
I'm
you
sure-
don't want to associate with Victor, I
I'm-
won't make you.
I'm sure this is our most times that we are social. Like, I feel like everyone else is doing their thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We just wake up early, and I'm waking up early because I'm paranoid. You're waking up early because
Because I work.
Because you're industrious. And unfortunately, this
Yeah.
morning, you are going to be disturbed by a scream.
Birdie is just going to pinch the bridge of her nose. Take a deep breath.
Well,
There's
you're-
other people on this ship. There's other people on this ship.
If you want
We
to
don't
end
have
it
to.
with you just telling yourself we don't have to deal with this, we can. I think that's a good way to end
That's
an
what-
episode.
That would be a great way to end it, and then next time we can get into me and Victor going to deal with it.
listen, that's what you were doing. Victor's already up and out the door.
Yep.
That's fair. And then Birdie,
Birdie
has to go
just
stop him from doing
alone.
anything.
Birdie just alone with her coffee. Just I don't have to worry about this. There's other people. There's people who are in charge. I don't have to do this. And then she's going to get up and follow him.
Perfect. And we will end as the camera follows the two of you out the door. It's gonna be nice to have a little break from the depressing stuff. Of course, Elizabeth is still here, and that's going to be an issue. But you know,
That's all right.
That's a James issue.
Thanks for playing, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for running.
Thing to say before good night.
Yeah, ping tubing is way easier than people think, apparently. Or at least easier than I thought.
You did kind of set that up while we were playing, so good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You mentioned us being colors, and I was like, I wonder if I could just like do a picture as my camera. And lo and behold, there's free software for this.
Perfect.
Nice.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Have a good night.